What is a third-term project? Pro-Trump group bids to change the Constitution. The Republican group is hoping to rally support to change the Constitution to allow President Donald Trump to seek a third term. The third-term project presented its proposals at the Conservative Political Action Conference, CPAC, at the Gaylord National Resort and Convention Center in Ox Hill, Maryland, Thursday. Newsweek contacted Third Term Project for comment. And why this matters. Calls for Trump to be allowed to run for a third term following warnings issued by Democrats during the 2024 campaign that Trump would rule as an authoritarian once in office. Republican Representative Andy Ogles of Tennessee introduced a House Joint Resolution in January to amend the part of the Constitution that prevents a president from being elected more than twice. Ogles suggested the 22nd Amendment be altered to state that no person shall be elected to the office of president more than 3 times, nor serve any additional term after serving 2 consecutive terms. The Third Term Project held a press conference to show support for Ogles' amendment proposal at CPAC, the annual conservative event. Speaking to News to Share at CPAC, Shane Trejo, the campaign lead for the Third Term Project, said they are pushing support in the grassroots for Ogles' long-shot effort to allow Trump to run again in 2028. Trejo added that the group is currently focused on allowing Trump to run for a third term rather than pushing for him to run again in 2032. Trump will be 82 by the end of his second term, which would make him the oldest sitting U.S. president in history. Trejo also told the Washington Examiner that he hoped more Republican lawmakers, including members of the House Freedom Caucus, will express their support for allowing Trump to run for a third term. Steve Bannon, host of the War Room podcast and a former White House chief strategist during Trump's first term, reiterated his belief that Trump should be allowed to run for a third term during his CPAC speech on Thursday. The 22nd Amendment to the Constitution was ratified in 1951, following the presidency of Franklin D. Roosevelt, who was elected to 4 terms between 1933 and 1945. The 2-term limit for presidents was introduced by Congress to prevent potential abuse of power. The wording of Ogles' amendment proposal would prevent previous consecutive 2-term presidents such as Barack Obama or George W. Bush from running for a third term. Trump has floated the idea of running for a third term, sometimes seemingly in jest. And during a Black History Month event at the White House on Thursday, Trump asked, "Should I run again? You tell me," and the crowd responded with 4 more years. Trump told Time in April that he would not be in favor of repealing the 22nd Amendment. And what people are saying? Shane Trejo, the campaign lead for the Third Term Project, said, "We're pushing support in the grassroots for Representative Andy Ogles' amendment, and we're pushing the idea for Trump to get a rightful third term. We believe that he was robbed in the past." Trejo, speaking in the Washington Examiner, said if you look at constitutional changes, the original intent of the Constitution was that there were no term limits for executives. That was added later in the 20th century. So if we're talking about the original intent of the Constitution and what the Founding Fathers wanted, which is generally what conservatives support, then presidential term limits were not part of it. So we reject the constitutional argument, he said. President Donald Trump in April 2024 interview with Time said, "I would be in favor of a challenge, not for me. I would not be in favor of it at all. I intend to serve 4 years and do a great job, and I want to bring our country back. I want to put it back on the right track," he said. This is from Newsweek on DNYUZ. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.